Hey, ooh, excuse me. Hey, lovely students. It's your favorite teacher, Miss H, and you should be watching this if you're at Station 1, if you're doing the resume notes. If you're not at Station 1, then you're watching the wrong video. Okay, so this is going to be notes on your resume, and then on the back, I'm going to talk about your cover letter. So, what is a resume? A resume is something you turn in with an application to get a job. It's a list of all the other jobs and experiences you've had that make you qualified for the job you're applying for. So a resume is a list of all your other jobs and experiences that make you qualified for the position you're applying for. And you turn it in when you turn in your resume and cover letter to apply for a job. It's really important to write well on a resume, to capitalize your name, capitalize all the things that need to be capitalized, to write very well. You want to make yourself look smart. If you don't make yourself look smart, why would someone call you back for a job? So if you don't capitalize things and you don't write well, you're not going to look very smart, and people probably won't call you back for a job. So it's really important to write well on a resume. Now, the resume is all about the finesse. And when I say that, I mean you want to make yourself look like the best you possible. On a resume, you want to make yourself look like the smartest, hardest working, most on-point person out there because you're competing with other people to get a job. So you want to make yourself look like the best person possible. So it's all about the finesse, okay? So whatever other jobs you've had, you want to talk about them as if you were the best person at those jobs. It's all about the finesse. Now, a resume is short and sweet. Your resume should never be over a page. You're not handing in something that's pages long. It's one page, it's short and sweet, it's concise, and whenever you're applying for a job, that's really how everything's gonna be. Your cover letter is gonna be really short and sweet too. So there are 5 parts to a resume. You need to write these down. 5 parts to a resume. The first part is your name and contact information. Who are you? How are they gonna get a hold of you? The second part is any other jobs you've had. The third part is your education. Where have you gone to school? The fourth part is what activities have you been involved in? By activities, I mean clubs, sports, organizations, youth groups. And then the fifth part is references, okay? So first part, name and contact information. Second part, other jobs you've had. Third part, your education. Fourth part, activities you've been involved in, and fifth part, other references. So I bet you're thinking to yourself, what if I've never had a job? What do I put down? Everyone has had job experiences. Whether you've had a legit job that you get a paycheck for or not, everyone has babysat at some point. Okay, everyone has probably helped their uncle move some stuff at some point. Everyone has probably helped out at the school store, something like that. All those experiences you can use as job experience. Remember, it's all about the finesse. So I'm not telling you to lie on your resume, but you kind of bend the truth a little because you want to make yourself look like the best possible. So you can't go in there saying you've had no job experience if you're applying against people that have hella job experience. So you need to finesse and think about, what have I done in the past that kind of counts as a job? And I can help you with that if you want to talk through that and if you're a little bit confused. So I give you an example resume. Really important. When you're writing the resume, you don't write in sentences. You write in bullet points. So I shouldn't see any sentences. They're bullet points. These aren't paragraphs. Short and sweet, okay? Short and sweet. And when you're writing your bullet points, you're describing what you've done at the job. So if you look on my example, I say I worked at Target. And I said, I helped check out 300 customers at Target. So when you're writing these bullet points, as much as possible, you want to use numbers in whatever you write. So you want to be really specific. Don't just say, oh, I worked at Chipotle and made burritos for customers. Tell me how many burritos you made for how many customers. Don't just tell me you worked on a team. Tell me how many people you worked with, how many people were on the team. You want your bullet points as much as possible to have numbers in them. Okay, so that's like the basics of a resume. It's really important, again, if your resume doesn't look good, you're probably not going to get the job, okay? So flip it over to the back to a cover letter. Now, a cover letter is a short letter you write to the company you're hiring, telling them why you want the job and why you're qualified for the job. So a cover letter is a short letter you write to the company you're applying for that tells them why you want the job and why you're qualified for the job. And you turn it in with your application and resume. So should a cover letter be this long essay? No, it's short and sweet. It's very short and sweet, just like your resume. Your cover letter will be about 4 paragraphs. 4 paragraphs. And I put this in quotes because they're not really full paragraphs. These aren't 5 sentences essay paragraphs. They're short, maybe 1 or 2 sentences. So this is different than a paper because if you were writing a paper, I'd tell you were wrong if it was 1 or 2 sentences. But if you're writing a cover letter and a paragraph is 1 or 2 sentences, you're actually doing exactly what you need to be doing. Okay, give me a second. So the first paragraph is going to say dear wherever you're applying, and then tell them what you're applying for and why you want the job. Again, short and sweet, 1 or 2 sentences. Say dear whatever you're applying for, tell them why you want the job, what job you're applying for, and why you want the job. And I give an example of a cover letter. Second paragraph, you're going to tell them, just give a little bit about what other jobs you've had that make you qualified for that job. So just 1 or 2 sentences that describes a job you've had in the past and how that helps you be qualified for the job you're applying for now. Third paragraph, talk about an activity you've been in, a club, a sport, an organization that you've been in that again makes you qualified for the job you're applying for. And the fourth paragraph, the fourth and final paragraph is you're going to say, thank you for considering me for the position. I look forward to hearing from you. Sincerely, and sign your name. So you just thank them for considering you for the position. Say you look forward to hearing from the job, and then sign your name, okay? And when you're writing both this resume and cover letter, you want to be professional. Use professional language. You're not going to use slang. You're not going to use figurative language, anything like that. You're going to be very, very professional. Remember, it's the finesse. You're trying to show the best you are. You're trying to come off and seem very smart, like you're the best person for that job. So I hope this was helpful. You're going to get started making your own resume and cover letter. If you already have one, that's great. You're going to do this today in class for the assignment. If you don't have one, I hope this is actually really helpful for you, and you can use this resume and cover letter in the future. Of course, you'll have to type it. You never want to give a handwritten resume or cover letter, but I hope it'll be helpful in the future. And I hope by graduation, you all have used this resume and cover letter to get yourself a nice job, and then you can use that money and buy me a gift because you appreciate me teaching you. So good luck. Get going. If you have any questions, I'm here to help.